Optimism around the NBA.
It's such an exciting time. Every team comes in with a clean slate. You've put a ton of work into your offseason in terms of individual skill development. There's a lot of optimism, and so much has yet to play out.
So let's take a look at the starters for Jacksonville. We've got Williams. Dyson Daniels is out there with Maxey. Then it's Zach Edey. And it's Aldama. And at the 4 slot, it's good. Nice touch there from Maxey.
Nice read by Maxey. Sees it, hits it, done.
Maxey against George. Can't get it to fall. Williams against Brown. Three-pointer, Daniels. Here's Edey. And the dunk by Edey.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
Well, this guy knows how to put on a show. Put Miles Bridges in the dunk contest. Did you see that?
Like to thank AT&T for bringing us that spectacular look from their Connected Cam. For Jacksonville, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. Pass to Aldama. Edey with a screen on Bridges. Down low. Bridges with the steal. In the corner, it's Brown. Now, Alexander Walker. Honolulu passing it around. Offensive rebound. Bridges for 3. Can't get it to fall, and he's missed the second after making his first. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for Jacksonville. This game against Honolulu here, it's their first meeting of the season.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about here, but both of these teams can show flashes at times.
We're seeing 2 teams that could be building more for the future, trying to instill a winning culture, and we'll see which team takes a step in that direction.
Bridges for 3. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. Bridges has got 5 points so far.
Yeah, you know that Bridges is good for a few threes most games. This guy is very confident out there.
Now Aldama. Maxey in the corner. Shot clock at 5. Score it. His 3rd straight basket in 3 tries.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
The shot by Adebayo, no good.
Boy, he couldn't have asked for a better look. That's tough to take.
Williams looking over the floor. Pass to Edey. Outside Daniels. And the dunk by Edey.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
And now, let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Hey, Tyrese Maxey, late first-round pick back in 2020. He's become an all-star. He said, quote, "I've always had that chip with me from day one. I had to earn everything I got from a basketball perspective and make a name for myself. I try hard to foresee and envision this." Back over to you.
The drive for greatness, something to watch. All right, Allie, we appreciate the report. And the first one at the line is good.
Well, we've all watched Maxey's game grow through the years, and he continues to improve.
A different look for Honolulu. Sanders comes in for Christian Brown. And it's Luke Kennard in for George. Maxey hits them both.
Boy, when you watch this guy shoot free throws, you can see very repeatable motion, and that is what leads to this kind of consistency.
That is not a simple finish by any means. Adebayo has to keep his focus, makes the D think twice about getting physical with him.
Bam Adebayo, shooting 1.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And so here's Jacksonville.
Yeah, so close in that one, but that's of no solace to the players. They played their hearts out.
You know what? Sometimes you play a great game and lose. What you hope happens, though, is it toughens them up a bit mentally, and they figure out how to close it out next time.
For Honolulu, they've gone 50% from the field at this point, 4 of 8. Doris, when you look at the numbers of Miles Bridges, he is a bona fide 20-point-per-game player.
And Kevin, that's a big statement. It is not easy to score 20 at this level on a nightly basis. To extend that over several years is the sign of good things to come.
For Jacksonville, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. And a timeout called by Charles Lee. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Some changes for Jacksonville. Jordan Clarkson, he's checked in for Williams. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Daniels. .24 left here in the first quarter. The shot by Clarkson, no good.
Most defenses want to protect the paint first. Great job there.
Sanders passes to Mann. Kennard with a screen on VanVleet. Back to Sanders. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Clarkson. Sanders' shot is off. And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for Jacksonville. And slam dunk by Maxey.
And don't sleep on Maxey's vertical. He's great at using it to hammer those down.
Here's Mann, covered by VanVleet. Here's Sanders. Takes it off the glass.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Pass to Aldama. Back to VanVleet. Good ball movement here by Jacksonville. Now, here's Maxey. No good on the triple. Now, here's Sanders. Kennard for 3. And it's VanVleet with the rebound. Outside, Maxey. Jacks up a 3. No good on the shot. It's a tie game in Honolulu. And we'll be back right after this. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And guys, for Honolulu, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
George out there with Kennard. Then there's Zach Collins. Then there's Sanders. And it's Clowney in at the 4 spot. And for Jacksonville, Jordan Clarkson is out there with Fred VanVleet. Then there's Batum. And it's Houston in at the 3 spot. And for Honolulu, we've got Keontae George. He's out there with Luke Kennard. Sanders is out there with Collins. And it's Clowney in at the power forward.
Boy, at his size, Fred VanVleet has to be so crafty on the interior. Defense has nothing for him there.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Collins kicks to George. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
This is where the length of Keontae George helps, right? Inside, he's so much longer than your typical guard.
Clarkson against Kennard. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Pass to Clowney. Here's George. Great D that time from Batum. For Jacksonville, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here's VanVleet. And here's Batum. Van Vliet. Driving inside. And he banks in the layup. Van Vliet's got it all tied up now for Jacksonville. And now we're being joined by our 2K insider, Shams Charania, who's calling in with a good story. Shams, what do you have?
Thanks. With players signing rich extensions, highlighted by Devin Booker's 2-year, $145 million max contract, we're quickly approaching a time when so-called supermax players will be making over $1 million per game. As shocking as it sounds, the reality is that the best players are already worth more than that to their teams.
It's all about results. Thanks so much for the report, Shams. Catching up on the changes for Honolulu, Adebayo is checked in for Collins. Bridges comes in for Sanders. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Kennard. George, no good. For Jacksonville, they've gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Kicks it out to Maxey. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling. That's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Pass to Edey. Edey with a screen on George. Back to Edey. With some arc. Clowney pulls it in. For Honolulu, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Here's Adebayo. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
First personal foul.
Oh, great fake by Adebayo. Such a high IQ play.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Honolulu.
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
2 shots.
Yeah, and their assertiveness in the paint so far tonight has been impactful. They're really making it hard for the interior defense.
Free throw good, Adebayo.
And attitude plays such a big role in Adebayo's game. This guy is a worker. Doesn't mind getting his hands dirty if it means getting his team ahead.
Christian Brown's checked in for Honolulu. And Jacksonville also making a change. Santi Aldama's checked in for Baldwin. And Adebayo drops them both.
And you watch Adebayo, he really has everything you could ask for from that 4-5 position. Not a stretch big per se, and that's partly why he shoots such a high percentage.
Williams dishes to Daniels. George against Maxey. From deep, bangs home the trifecta. Maxey's got 13.
Well, Maxey is a dead-eye sniper from beyond the arc. The D has to chase him off that line.
George sets a screen for Bridges. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. So we're talking about Dyson Daniels here, Greg. Just how incredible a defender is this kid?
I mean, last season he came in second in terms of voting for Defensive Player of the Year, led the league in steals, and this young man's just getting started. Seems to be a problem for a long time.
Adebayo, and Adebayo throws it down.
Don't take your eyes off Bam. When he comes off the floor, he gets up and the slams are just too good to miss.
A timeout called by Charles Lee. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Trey Mann, he's checked in for Honolulu. Here's Maxey. He's got 13. Outside Daniels. Back to Maxey. Fires from the wing. Jacksonville again can't hit.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
It's stolen by Aldama. Daniels passes to Maxey. That one goes in. 15 points for Tyrese Maxey.
And with how explosive Maxey is, he's not your average guard in the paint.
Mann passes to Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
When you can get off the floor like that, that wipes away any height advantage.
Back to Maxey. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Maxey's got 17 now.
Offensively, Maxey can be such a problem. He attacks you with that relentless energy.
Adebayo passes to Alexander Walker. Back to Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers. From deep, Maxey buries it from three-point range. Maxey's got 20 points.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And I think that's the one thing every player is searching for, consistency. They're giving this guy a chance to carry the offense once again.
Guys, Bam Adebayo getting it done for Honolulu. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll get you back to the action after this break.
Even teams that have great shooters have to be selective. They're hucking it up from beyond the arc, hoping for the best. And it reminds me of my free throws, mostly bricks.
It's like they went to the O'Neal three-point shooting academy.
Very funny.
And now let's take a glimpse at some of the games on the upcoming schedule.
You know, for Honolulu, you can think you know your team, but you have no idea until the real game begins.
You don't have to be a finished product right now, right out the gate. Just set the table early and build from there.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Tyrese Maxey in this one, guys. He has been everywhere.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for Jacksonville. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. And so in the game for Jacksonville, we've got Zach Edey. Maxey out there with Dyson Daniel. Then it's Santi Aldama. And it's Williams at the three. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Daniels. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Outside, George. Back to Bridges. Over Daniels. Bridges misses. Jacksonville shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Daniels kicks to Maxey. There's Williams with the three. Bridges with the board. And for Honolulu, their shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. It's good. Bridges has got 9 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Pass to Aldama. Outside Williams for the lead. Aldama can't hit.
Third straight miss to start the half. Ouch.
Here's Bridges. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. Bridges has got the lead up to 4 now for Honolulu. And here's Maxey. 20 points for him. Aldama gets the bucket.
Their first basket in 4 tries. Let's see if that basket gets them going. It can be contagious now.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Now Adebayo. He's defended by Edey. It's sent back by Edey. Maxey against George. Bounce pass from Aldama. Now, here's Maxey. Over George. Maxey, no good.
This certainly isn't how they wanted to start this half. I mean, just 1 for 5 coming out of the break. That is brutal.
Bridges passes to George. Honolulu passing it around. Clock at 6. There's the triple. Rebounded by Jacksonville. Aldama's got 4 rebounds in this game. Williams finds Maxey. Unloads from 13. And a dunk by Edey.
Good to see a player going all out when the game's this tight.
You know, G.A., he knows what his job is. Patrol the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And Jacksonville making a change here. Van Vliet's checked in. You know, these are the guys you need to be aware of if you don't want your pocket picked. Here are last season's steals leaders. Tyson Daniels on top.
There were so many nights when he controlled the game through his defense. Not a surprise to see him ranked at the top.
Here's George. Pass to Alexander Walker. Now Bridges. No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 6th assist on the night. Outside Williams. Van Vliet kicks to Williams. Now Aldama. Edey with a screen on Bridges. Aldama can't hit. For Honolulu, they've gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Bridges shot good.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Jacksonville trails by 4. Pass to Edey. We've got 1:55 left in the third. Here's Van Vliet. And that's a foul called on Bam Adebayo. That is his first foul of the game. And Honolulu making a change here. Sanders is checked in. And Jacksonville making a change here. Williams passes to Aldama. Just 5 to shoot. Daniels inside the line. Misses the jumper. Honolulu leading by 4. Here's Bridges. It's blocked. Sanders against Daniels. And Aldama slams it in.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
They'll credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
Adebayo with a screen for Bridges. Back to Adebayo. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Adebayo's got the lead up to 4 now for Honolulu. There's 48 seconds left here in the third quarter. Here's Van Vliet. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Good work there as it goes. And now a 6-point Honolulu lead.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Van Vliet, and he uses the glass on the layup. Van Vliet's got his 3rd basket of the night.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Here's Bridges, and it's slammed in by Bridges.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And so it's Honolulu with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. We've got Luke Kennard, also George out there. Zach Collins is out there with Sanders. And it's Clowney in at the four-man position. Clarkson, solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Well, very difficult to guard the floater. Jordan Clarkson, nicely done.
George looking around, pass to Kennard. Out to the right wing. Here is Sanders. No good from outside.
And even without that three-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Outside, Maxey. Nice move. That one, no good. Collins with some nice D. Kennard, the pass to George. Back to Kennard. Rebounded by Jacksonville. Clarkson on the wing, defended by George. No one near Maxey as he lets it fly. And he's good on the three ball. Maxey's got 23 points.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first three of the half, there might be more in store.
And timeout called by Mitch Johnson. He knows every possession is critical now. A different look for Honolulu. Adebayo is checked in for Zach Collins. And it's Bridges in for Sanders. And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Over the last break, I listened in on Mitch Johnson's huddle. He dug into his team for being too complacent on offense, saying, "You're just chucking up the first three you see out there. Be more patient on offense, move the ball around, make the defense work. Guys, let's see if ball movement improves out there."
Allie, thank you so much. And Adebayo throws it down.
And it's been an efficient game for Adebayo. He's done a nice job finding the holes in the defense.
Van Vliet on the wing. And again, Jacksonville with the triple.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into correction. And I've been impressed with the unselfishness, but also getting guys the ball where they can do something with it.
And he has shown a terrific feel for how the defense is playing him and then taking advantage of that. Coaches love assisted buckets, boy. It just means the team is working well together.
Honolulu passing it around. Bridges outside. Off target from outside.
Well, he went into the locker room with 1-3 to his credit, and he's still looking here for number 2.
Can't get it to go. For Honolulu, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. On the wing, George, covered by Van Vliet. Puts the move on. Ooh, he laid it up and in.
Well, Keontae George demonstrating right there he's a team-first guy. Teammate open, you put it where it needs to be.
Christian Brown's checked in for Honolulu. Alexander Walker comes in for Luke Kennard. Jacksonville also making some changes. Santi Aldama's checked in for Baldwin. Williams comes in for Clarkson. And Daniels subbed in for Fred Van Vliet.
So poised in these situations. Love seeing Maxey rise to the occasion and knock that one down.
Bridges. Off target from outside. For Jacksonville, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Maxey, down he goes for 3.
This guy has earned a reputation for handling pressure and making clutch shots.
Now here's Bridges. Off the glass.
High stakes moment, and Miles Bridges does not shy away. Go ahead.
Maxey. That does not go. For Honolulu, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. The 9-foot shot. Basket is good.
Wow, Miles Bridges, cool under the moment. That is beautifully done.
And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for Jacksonville. Cleared away by George. And for Honolulu, their shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
I'll tell you, it takes confidence to pull the trigger in that situation. You love guys who relish the moment.
On the wing, Daniels, defended by Alexander Walker. Daniels, a screen on George. Nice use of the glass on the finish.
And keeping that head on a swivel. Maxey anticipating his man to be there off that pick and roll and delivers a nice dime.
Now, Adebayo. Alexander Walker with the ball. Now George. Lets loose a 3. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Man, it took forever for them to commit that foul. I don't know why they didn't do it right away. Those are precious seconds.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
They had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
At the line for Honolulu, Deontay George. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2.
Name a type of shot Deontay George can hit it. More than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Connecting as a charity stripe, so important. Now you are up 3.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. No doubt he is feeling the importance of this moment right now. What do you think we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
And it's do or die time. They need a bucket here to stay alive.
And it's either got to be a three-pointer or a score quickly and take the foul.
And an intentional foul right there.
Zach Edey. 3rd personal foul. 3rd team foul.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good. So Honolulu wins it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And that about wraps it up. For Dorisburg, Greg Anthony and our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Bam Adebayo.